Ultamize. There's no environment on Earth that reveals more about a person's behavioral habits than on an airplane. Think about what an airplane actually is. It's a metal tube, 30,000 feet in the air, moving at 500 miles an hour. And inside that tube, 200 strangers are packed together in a space so confined that you're literally touching the person next to you. Your elbows are competing for the same inch of armrest. Your knees are 6 inches from the seat in front of you. The person behind you is close enough that you can hear them breathing. You didn't choose these people, they didn't choose you. And yet, for the next 2, 4, 6, sometimes 10 hours, however long this flight is, you're sharing an involuntary community with them, a temporary civilization with all the same requirements that any civilization has: consideration, awareness, the basic acknowledgement that your behavior has consequences for the people immediately around you. And what happens on airplanes? You already know what happens on airplanes. The seat is reclined at maximum speed the moment the wheels left the ground. Straight back, fully reclined into the knees of the person behind them who is trying to open their laptop. No warning, no glance back, no acknowledgement that a human being was sitting there. The middle seat passenger, who's claimed both armrests and is currently occupying approximately 60% of the seats on either side of them, spread out, comfortable, completely unaware or completely unconcerned that the people on either side of them are folded into themselves like origami. There's the person in the window seat who needs to use the bathroom, again, for the fourth time in 3 hours, and who each time simply stands up and waits for the people in the middle and the aisle seats to scramble out of the way. No apology, no acknowledgement, just an expectation that the world will rearrange themselves around their bladder. The passenger who removes their shoes and then their socks and then props their bare feet up on the armrest of the seat in front of them. I've seen it. I know you have too. All of this in public on a shared aircraft where other people are eating. The person who reclines their seat fully and then opens their tray table and proceeds to eat an extremely pungent meal they brought from home, right in the face of the person sitting behind them, who's now staring at a tray table 6 inches from their nose. The family, and I say this with genuine empathy because traveling with children can be quite hard, the family that's decided that their children's entertainment is entirely the responsibility of the surrounding passengers. Considerate behavior in confined spaces. That's not the point. The point is that something has shifted. Something about the way people move through shared spaces has fundamentally changed. And I think it comes down to this: people used to feel the social pressure of shared spaces. They used to be aware in a low level, background kind of way that they were being observed by other people whose opinion of them had some relevance. That awareness acted as a natural behavioral governor, not perfectly, not always, but it was there. Well, that governor is weakening significantly. And I think the reason, again, comes back to the phone, to the private world in the pocket. Because when your primary social environment is digital, when the people whose opinions you care about are largely online, the strangers in the physical space around you start to feel increasingly irrelevant, increasingly like furniture, like background. Who cares about them? And furniture doesn't have feelings you need to consider. That's the problem. That's the real shift going on. That's what's happening on airplanes and in waiting rooms and in restaurants and everywhere else that strangers share physical space. People are losing the instinct to register other people as people. Now, let's talk about what civilized airplane behavior actually looks like, because it's not really that complicated. It really isn't. You think before you recline. You think about who's behind you. You think about whether the flight is long enough and the person behind you is situated in a way that makes a full recline a reasonable thing to do. And if you're not sure, you glance back. You make eye contact. You might even say, "Hey, do you mind if I recline a little?" That's it. That's the whole thing. You claim your space and only your space. The armrest negotiation is real, and I won't kid you, it is complicated, but the principle is simple. You're entitled to your seat, not the seat next to you, not the aisle, not the overhead bin on the other side of the plane for your second bag, just your seat. You contain your sound. Headphones, always headphones. For everything else, music, movies, podcasts, games, your audio is your business, not the business of 200 people around you. You manage your smell. This one people don't talk about enough. The food you bring onto an aircraft, the cologne or perfume you apply before a long flight, the shoes you remove, all of it exists in a shared air environment. Now, I personally love really, really strong, pungent Indian curries. My favorite food. Guess what? I don't take it on an airplane with me. My favorite fruit, durian. I love it. I love the way it tastes. Guess what? I don't bring it on an airplane with me because it makes other people sick. So, what you put into that environment on an airplane, everyone breathes. You've got to think about that. And you acknowledge the people around you as people, not with a lengthy conversation. Nobody on an airplane is required to be social, but with the basic human acknowledgement that they exist. A nod, a brief smile, the simple civilizing act of making eye contact with another human being and registering their presence. That's all civilization asks of you at 30,000 feet. It's really not that much. And yet, somehow, for a growing number of people, it's apparently too much to manage. The airplane is a test, a compressed, high stakes, involuntary test of your behavioral habits, of your awareness, of your capacity to consider the effect of your actions on the people immediately around you. How you behave on an airplane is how you behave when you think nobody else is watching. And that right there is the most revealing thing about it.